Has a parent ever called you selfish for refusing to let their kid play with your life-saving medical device? I'm diabetic and have been wearing an insulin pump since I was 12. It's this small device that clips to my belt and delivers insulin through a tube connected to my stomach. Without it, I could literally die. Most people don't even notice it because I usually hide it under my shirt. It's about the size of a pager and has buttons and a screen that shows my blood sugar levels. It beeps when I need to check my glucose or when something's wrong. Last month, I was at the community pool with my little sister. I was sitting on a chair reading while she played in the shallow end. My pump was clipped to my swimsuit cover-up, and I was checking my blood sugar levels because I felt a little dizzy. This kid, maybe 7 years old, comes running over dripping wet. He sees my pump and his eyes get huge. Whoa, what's that cool gadget? Is that a phone? Can I play games on it? I explained that it was medical equipment that helps keep me healthy and that it wasn't a toy. The kid seemed disappointed but said okay and started to walk away. That's when his mom marched over. She was this woman in a designer bikini with perfectly done nails, clearly not planning to get in the water. She looked annoyed that I'd disappointed her precious child. Excuse me, why can't Tyler look at your little device? He's just curious. It won't hurt anything if he holds it for a minute. I tried to explain again that it was an insulin pump that I needed to stay alive, that it was connected to my body and couldn't be removed safely, that even touching the wrong button could mess up my medication dosage. She rolled her eyes like I was being dramatic. Oh please, you're probably exaggerating. Kids touch stuff all the time and nothing bad happens. Tyler's very gentle with electronics. Tyler was standing behind his mom, still staring at my pump like it was the coolest thing he'd ever seen. I felt bad for him, but there was no way I was letting anyone mess with my medical equipment. Ma'am, this isn't a toy. It's literally keeping me alive right now. The tube goes into my body and delivers medicine. If something goes wrong, I could end up in the hospital. She got this nasty look on her face and crossed her arms. You know what? You're being incredibly selfish. It's just a little computer thing. Tyler doesn't get to play with technology like this at home because we limit his screen time. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. She was mad at me for not letting her kid play with my life support system like it was a Nintendo Switch. I'm not trying to be mean, but this could literally kill me if it malfunctions. Would you let a stranger play with your pacemaker if you had one? She scoffed and said, "That's completely different and you know it. You're just being dramatic because you want attention. Tyler is a good kid and he deserves to explore and learn about new things." At this point, other parents around the pool were starting to stare. I was getting upset and my pump actually started beeping because my stress was affecting my blood sugar. I had to check the screen and adjust my settings. Tyler saw the pump beeping and got excited. "See, Mom, it makes sounds. That's so cool. Can I make it beep too?" His mom turned to me with this expectant look like I should be happy to hand over my medical device to a 7-year-old who wanted to press buttons and make it beep. Look, he's really interested in how it works. You could be teaching him about science and medicine. Instead, you're being selfish and ruining a learning opportunity. I told her that if Tyler was really interested in learning about diabetes and medical devices, there were books and websites and educational programs designed for kids. But my actual pump that was currently keeping me alive was not a teaching tool. She called me a spoiled brat and said I was probably faking being sick anyway because I looked too healthy to need a machine. She grabbed Tyler's hand and stormed off, telling him loudly that some people are just too selfish to share. The lifeguard came over because he'd heard the commotion. When I explained what happened, he shook his head and said, "Parents like that come in all the time, expecting everyone to accommodate their kids, no matter how unreasonable." Later that day, I told my mom what happened. She was furious and said she couldn't believe someone would call a diabetic kid selfish for protecting their own medical equipment, but the weirdest part, 3 days later, the same woman approached me at the grocery store. She acted like nothing had happened and asked if I'd be willing to bring my pump to Tyler's school for show and tell. I told her absolutely not.